going to read the open meeting law. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Am I clear enough?
Clear.
Hi, how can I help you? How can I help you?
I was just on the phone with you.
Oh, yeah. You have a...
Okay, Madam Secretary, would you do a roll call, please?
Yes. Natalie Mello,
Yes.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Officer Jose Barboza,
Yes.
and Sergeant Dolan.
Yes, present.
Is there a fee if I pay by check? Do you know?
Madam Secretary, have we received any email or public input questions?
No.
There's no fee added onto it.
Okay,
So we did a check then.
we'll get right down to business then. Curb cuts.
There was a fee and there was like a lot of.
The first curb cut application
So many.
is Daniel Walsh at 9 Riverview Street in Fall River. The existing driveway is 16 feet 5 inches. The proposed driveway access is 19 feet. The existing to be replaced is 0, so the total driveway access would be 35 feet and 5 inches. That location on Riverview Street is a dead end. All the neighbors park off the street, so it would have absolutely no effect on parking. So I recommend that gets approved.
Motion to approve.
Madam Secretary, would you do a roll call for the approval?
Yes. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Yes.
You'll give me something. that I-
Okay, that motion carries and that one is approved.
If we email them today, they might be sure there's actually...
Yeah, that's fine. Just wanna make sure.
Next is 697 Duval Street. I'll go by the totals. The total existing curb opening right now is 218 feet. They're going to remove 8 feet of it, but they're going to replace it with 154 feet. A new curb opening of 72 feet and a driveway width of 48 feet. This is Duval Street. There are no cars that park on that. This is Duval Street northbound. There are no cars that park on that street over there. It's a main thoroughfare, almost a highway. So I see no problem with that, and I recommend that also gets approved. Madam Secretary, would you do a roll call for the approval, please?
Yes. Natalie Mello,
Yes.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Officer Jose Barboza.
Yes. Okay, that motion also carries. And the final curb cut application is for the corner of Stevens Street and Brayton Avenue. The total existing curb opening right now is 33 feet. The existing to be removed is 230 feet. Existing to be replaced of 33 feet. New curb opening, 230 feet. The proposed driveway width is 108 feet. And that spot is also where there are no cars parked on the street there. So the curb openings over there would not impact that neighborhood at all. So I recommend this also gets approved. Madam Secretary, would you do a roll call for the approval, please?
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Yes. Okay, that also carries. Moving on to the handicapped applications. The first one is Nelson Martinez at 126 Dover Street in Fall River. Mr. Martinez in his application specifies that he does not have a license and he does not have a car. He's requesting a handicap parking spot so that a caregiver can park their car close to his house when they're assisting him. As we've done in the past with applications like this, when the person does not have a license, nor do they have a car, I feel that Mr. Martinez's caregiver can drop him off and pick him up at his door and then find suitable parking for themselves. So I recommend that this application be denied.
Motion to deny.
And, I can open this up for discussion if anyone would prefer to discuss it.
And we need a second. Someone needs to second it, okay?
Nothing, yeah. Motion to deny.
I need and who's gonna second it?
All right. Helen has a motion to deny. Would anyone
Okay.
like to second that?
I'll second that.
Okay, now I
Okay,
do the roll
seconded
call.
by Natalie.
Now we do the
Now,
roll
Madam
call.
Secretary, can we have a roll call?
Sure. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Helen, wait a
Helen,
minute, we're gonna,
Wait.
how about if we
Yeah.
say approve or deny?
Oh, I deny it, yeah. So I say no.
okay.
yes.
I'm getting confused already.
Natalie Mello,
Why don't
No.
we, Madam Secretary, why don't we say approve or deny so that it's clear?
okay? So a roll call to either approve or deny the application. Helen Rigo,
Deny.
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Denied.
Officer Jose Barboza.
Deny. Okay, that motion to deny the application carries, so the application is denied. Next is the Union United Methodist Church at 600 Highland Avenue in Fall River, Massachusetts. I verified they do not have any off-street parking, so any of their handicapped parishioners do not have anywhere really close to park. The only question I have is, it wasn't clear on the application, is how many spots are they looking for over there?
Just one. Just one regular
Okay, well, if
handicap
they-
spot.
All right, I see no problem with that, and I recommend that the traffic board approve it. So again, is there any discussion about that, first of all, before we put it to vote?
I'm surprised they didn't ask for it earlier. And it's not bad over there. It wouldn't affect anybody.
Well, I did,
I don't think so. There aren't very
yeah.
many multifamily houses.
I
Right.
did mention to them that,
Okay.
I did mention to them that being a handicap spot, anybody can park there. And they're well aware that if someone does park there, as long as they have a placard, they don't have a problem with that either.
Okay. I forgot to mention that on the first one because it wasn't an approval. So, all right, let's put this to vote and then I'll discuss that. Put this to vote, either say approve or deny for this application at 600 Highland Avenue. Madam Secretary, can you do a roll call, please?
I need a motion and a second first.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Now I can do the roll call.
Okay, Officer Barboza made the motion and Helen Rigo seconded it.
So Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Approve.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approve. Okay, so the handicap parking space at 600 Highland Avenue has been approved. Now that it's been approved, I just want to explain to any of the petitioners that are looking for handicap parking, as was mentioned by the secretary a few minutes ago, just because you have a spot now in front of your house or business or whatnot, that is not personally assigned to you. That is for a handicapped person to use. On the rare occasion that one of your neighbors may have a handicapped visitor and they happen to park in your spot and they have a proper placard, they are able to do that. They're not breaking the law by doing that. Okay, we'll move on to the third application. Elaine Santos at 502 Alden Street in Fall River, Mass. I checked her application, went by there, and there is no off-street parking available, so I recommend that that gets approved. Is there,
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, Officer Barboza made the motion and Helen Rigo seconded it. Madam Secretary, can you do a roll call?
Okay, roll call for 502 Alden Street for approval. Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie Mello,
Approve.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved. Okay, so that application is approved. Next address is 216 Rodman Street. Again, there's no off-street parking at all available. I went by there. However, if it's approved, the parking is going to have to be on the Fifth Street side of that address because there is no parking over there in front of Rodman Street. And there is room on the Fifth Street side for the parking space. Is there any discussion regarding this? Okay, I recommend that it be approved. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second the motion.
Okay, the motion was made by Natalie Mello, seconded by Officer Barboza. Madam Secretary, can you do a roll call, please?
Roll call for 216 Rodman Street for approval. Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie Mello,
Approved.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved. Okay, that motion carries. Next up is 112 Niagara Street in Fall River, Mass. I went over the application, and there is no off-street parking available to that applicant. So it is my recommendation that it be approved. Is there any discussion on that address?
I will abstain.
Okay, Helen Rigo is abstaining from the vote. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Are you seconding it, Natalie Mello?
Yes.
Okay, Officer Barboza made the motion to approve. Natalie Mello seconds it. Madam Secretary, will you do a roll call, please?
Motion to approve 112 Niagara Street. Helen Rigo,
Abstain.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approve. Okay, 112 Niagara Street carries. Now, here's another sticky one that we've dealt with before. 33 Quikasham Street. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the applicant's name. But that's the Bishop Eat Apartments,
Correct.
and they're requesting a handicap parking space. I think we had another applicant at 33 Quikasham Street within the past year, and I believe the city was going to do something about it, or housing or something was going to set something up with this, because this is not our space to put a handicap sign inside their parking complex.
Past practice.
Madam Secretary, do you have anything?
Yes, past practice has always been that if it's housing and they have a parking lot, they are to try to accommodate whatever they can for handicap spots. This particular housing does not have enough spots. And I think the spots that they have it assigned to people. So they're not supposed to do that, but that's something that, they've done it for a while as well. So we've always denied it because they're supposed to accommodate their residents.
Well, I don't think we have, as a traffic board, I don't think we have jurisdiction to have the city go and install more handicap parking spaces on housing property.
No, we do not.
So the application as it stands, I'm recommending that we do not approve it because I don't think we can approve it. Would anyone else like to offer any discussion on that?
I agree with you. And should be up to housing.
Okay, no further discussion. Would anyone like to make a motion either to deny it or approve it?
I'll make a motion to deny.
Second.
Anyone care to second that motion? Okay, Helen seconds it. Officer Barboza made the motion to deny. Helen Rigo seconds the motion to deny. So the application for 33 Quikasham Street is denied.
I have to do the roll call.
Sorry.
Roll call for
Madam
33,
Secretary, can you do roll call for 33 Quikasham Street?
roll call for 33 Queenshan Street to be denied. Helen Rigo,
Deny.
Natalie Mello,
Denied.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Denied.
Okay, now 33 Quikasham Street is denied. Next on the list is 14 Fielden Street and Olga Rivera. I went by there. There is no off-street parking available, and there is room on the Fielden Street side of the house for a handicap parking spot. So it is my recommendation that we approve this application. Would anyone like to have a discussion on it? Okay, being no discussion, would anyone like to make a motion to approve or deny this?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Officer Barboza made the motion to approve. Would anyone like to second it?
Second.
Second.
Okay, Helen Rigo seconded the motion to approve. Madam Secretary, would you now do a roll call on the votes?
Roll call for 46 Tower Street for approval. Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie Mello,
I'm out. 14 Fielden Street.
I'm sorry.
You said 46 Tower
I'm sorry.
Street. It's okay.
I'm on the- I'm sorry. 14 Fielden
Just
Street.
rewind it.
Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie Mello,
Approved.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved.
Okay, so 14 Fielden Street is approved. Now, coincidentally, 46 Tower Street, Lorette Gagnon. I went by there and there is no off-street parking available. So I recommend that it's approved. However, I noticed there's already a handicap parking space there. I don't know if that might be one of an old one or if there's actually a current tenant there.
Yeah, there is someone using it.
But, okay, all right. Well, nonetheless, I recommend, because there's no off-street parking, I recommend that this be approved. Is there any discussion on 46 Tower Street? Okay, being no discussion, is there a motion to approve or deny this application?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Natalie Mello made the motion to approve and Helen Rigo seconded it. Madam Secretary, would you now do roll call for 46 Tower Street?
Roll call for 46 Tower Street. Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie Mello,
Approved.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved.
Okay, so 46 Tower Street carries and it's approved. And that concludes the handicap parking applications. Next on the agenda, I have a letter here from a resident at Bradley Court. I'm going to read the letter in its entirety. Dear Ms. Ferrera, I'm writing this letter as a long-term resident of Fall River who is concerned with the safety of the citizens. The purpose of this letter is to highlight traffic safety concerns in the Quincy Street neighborhood. First and foremost, I would like to request that stop signs be implemented on Kennedy Street at the intersection of Quincy Street. This intersection is dangerous due to limited visibility. Drivers heading east on Kennedy Street have their view obstructed by trees that run along the southwest side of Quincy Street. Drivers heading west on Kennedy Street have their view obstructed by trees that are located on the northeast side of Quincy Street. I personally have had 3 incidents or near-miss accidents at this location, and my wife has also had near misses at that intersection. It is safe to assume that my family are not the only residents of that neighborhood to experience potentially dangerous incidents at that intersection. I believe that having stop signs on Kennedy Street at the intersection of Quincy Street would help to prevent traffic accidents and ensure the safety of the many children living in that neighborhood. All right, that's one issue from this resident. The second, The other issue I would like to draw your attention to is that Quincy Street is not very wide, and with parking on both sides of the street, the flow of traffic is severely constricted. It's not possible to maintain traffic flowing in both directions while cars are parked on both sides. In addition, exiting Quincy Street onto Herman Street places the driver in the middle of Quincy Street, which creates hazardous situations for traffic on Quincy Street, as well as those attempting to exit Herman Street onto Quincy Street. Finally, it's my concern that due to limited access on Quincy Street, I fear that it is difficult for emergency vehicles to operate safely and swiftly to their destination. Therefore, I am requesting that the parking on Quincy Street be limited to the west side of the street, since the fire hydrants are located on the east side of the street. Thank you for your consideration on this request. So I went by there, and I am familiar with that area. I know that that neighborhood has been built up dramatically from many, many years ago when there were much fewer houses there. So I completely agree with this resident that firstly, that we should put the stop signs for the Kennedy Street traffic to stop before crossing Quincy Street. There are no stop signs at all there now, so anyone unfamiliar with the area may think they can just pass right through, and then it would cause an accident. However, Quincy Street is the more major, if you will, of the two streets, so I don't see a need to stop the motorists on Quincy Street from having a free flow through there. So why don't we break this into two votes? So the first is on the stop sign at Kennedy and Quincy Street.
So you're recommending stop signs on Kennedy for east and west or north and south?
No, I'm recommending that the Kennedy Street motorists traveling east and west have a stop sign.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, so we'll stop there for a second. Is there any discussion with that, on that matter?
No.
Okay, would anyone like to make a motion pertaining to that matter?
Motion.
Natalie, do you want to make a motion to install the
stop
stop
signs.
signs?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Ms. Mello made the motion to install the stop signs as we discussed. Anyone care to second that motion?
Second.
Okay, Helen Rigo seconds the motion. So now, Madam Secretary, would you take a roll call for the matter of installing stop signs for the Kennedy Street traffic as it crosses Quincy Street?
Okay, so roll call for stop signs for east and west bound on Kennedy Street at Quincy. Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie, Mello.
Approved.
And Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved.
Okay, so the installation of the stop signs, as previously discussed, has been approved. Second on this letter from the resident is the request that we restrict parking and on that narrow area and install no parking signs on Quincy to only allow parking on the west side of Quincy. And as they mentioned, the fire hydrants are already located on the east side of Quincy. I went by there and I recommended it doesn't get very narrow until Haskell Street. So it's my recommendation that we put no parking signs on the east side of Quincy Street between Haskell and Herman Street. Is there any discussion on that matter?
They were talking about trees. I have to be honest, I haven't gone out there to see it. They were talking about trees as well. Are they going to be able to trim anything down, the city or anybody? Because if that's going to be a
The tree
hazardous too.
problem the tree problem was pertaining to the stop signs because the
Oh, okay.
motorists crossing that intersection were having a difficult time seeing if it was clear. If you have residents stopping at the stop sign on Kennedy Street, the trees don't become an issue because they have to stop anyway. So the
Okay.
trees didn't pertain to the parking issue.
Okay, clear.
Any further discussion? Okay, will anyone care to make a motion either to approve or deny placing no parking signs on the east side of Quincy Street between Haskell and Herman Street?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, Officer Barboza has made the motion to approve. Helen Rigo has seconded the motion to approve the no parking on the east side of Quincy Street between Haskell and Herman Street. Madam Secretary, would you take a roll call, please?
Okay, roll call for no parking signs on the east side of Quincy from Haskell to Herman. Natalie Mello,
Parking signs approved. For
Helen
that.
Rigo,
Yeah, approve.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved?
Very good. Okay, those two matters that were requested by the resident are approved.
Just one thing, the stop signs is not a problem, but the no parking on that side, once it goes into ordinance committee, the residents will be, they'll get letters to say if they want to discuss it or not. At that time, it could be voted to no or to yes. So once it goes to the ordinance subcommittee, they will see that that they can come and if they have any issues.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up, Madam Secretary. Next on the agenda is a request from AccuTrust Mortgage for limited time parking at 1107 Pleasant Street in Fall River. I'll sum up his letter. He's struggling with parking for his clients in front of the building. I know he's been in business there forever. There's a newer business that's opened across the street, and sometimes they're parking their vehicles, large vehicles, in front of his business. So he's requesting 1 hour parking, timed parking, right in front of his business at 1107 Pleasant Street. In his letter, he mentions that he's got clients, realtors, and attorneys that want to park there. And in front of that building, there is room for 3 or 4 cars. So I actually recommend that we put 2 spots in there with the timed parking. But that, of course, is open for discussion if anyone would like to discuss that.
I mean, I think it's reasonable for the clientele that he's going to get. If you get 1 spot, you can only, if an attorney's going with his vehicle and the client is going with the other. So we've done it before where we give them 40 feet instead of just the 20 feet.
Any further discussion?
Nope.
Okay, would anyone like to make a motion to provide this business with 2 time-limited parking spaces in front of his business at 1107 Pleasant Street?
Motion to approve.
Would anyone- Okay, Helen Rigo made the motion to approve,
Second the motion?
seconded by Officer Barboza. Madam Secretary, can you do a roll call for that, please?
Yes, roll call for 1 hour parking for 2 spots in front of 1107 Pleasant Street. Helen Rigo,
Approve.
Natalie Mello,
Motion to approve.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Approved?
Okay, so that motion carries. The only other item on the agenda is the 2021 Traffic Board Commission meetings. Everyone has received the schedule for the meetings coming up in 2021 in the packet.
Yep.
Yes,
Would anyone like to discuss it?
All good.
So the 4 o'clock
All right,
last Wednesday of the month is good for everyone.
the only one I may have an issue with is July 28th. I may not be in town then. But
Everybody's
that's 1 out
entitled
of
to a
12, so
vacation.
that's not too bad. Okay, so is there a motion to accept the scheduling for the 2021 Traffic Board Commission meetings?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept?
second,
Okay, Officer Barboza made the motion to accept. Would anyone care to second that motion?
second,
Okay, Helen seconded the motion. Madam Secretary, would you take a roll call for the scheduling of the 2021 traffic board meetings.
Okay, roll call for the 2021 dates, 4 PM, last Wednesday of every month. Natalie Mello,
Motion to accept.
Helen Rigo,
Accept.
and Officer Jose Barboza.
Motion to accept.
Okay, so that carries. You just may miss me for one of them. There is nothing else on the agenda. Is there anything else we need to discuss?
Mm-mm.
Okay, would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, Madam Secretary, do we need to take a roll call for the motion to adjourn?
I don't think so.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.
Happy New
Well,
Year.
Happy New Year to
Good night.
everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.